I'm back here in Colchester and well, there's been a bit of an accident. And I am here to fix it. And if that wasn't bad enough, there was a tree here which has caused this wall to get a bit of a lean on it. So we're going to be knocking it down and replacing it with something a little bit different. Some of you remember this wall from a couple of episodes ago, and now they've seen how good it looks next door, they want exactly the same on theirs. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all this wall taken down. I've just run my lead out from the front of the house, set up my big blue sheet here, so I'm going to put all my rubble on that, and then my grab lorry can come along, pick it up off of here and get rid of it all. Gonna get the breakers out and snap all this down. You can see there's a big crack through the wall here as well. That's probably where the tree caused the damage through that bit, but we get it all down now. Let's start gunning. So straight on with the demolition, pecking away at this wall, taking it apart one brick at a time. I'm taking this wall apart with this little Titan breaker. It's an SDS breaker. I got it out of Screwfix. I think it was about 50 quid, Magnuson, Titan. I've had this one for about 4 years now and it's still going strong. So I've definitely had my money's worth out of it. It really does go through bone like butter. We've got a big pile of rubble there already and the wall is getting there now. Look, we're nearly down. We're well over halfway. We're doing alright. And there we go, that is the wall down. It is 9:06, 20 degrees already, and the wall's down. That's pretty quick going, getting that thing down on my own in an hour. Time for a quick cup of tea, oi oi. Well, I figured out while the wall was leaning over, this here is a root, look, it's a tree. And that's where the brick, the 100mm of the brick should be. Look, it's leant right over on the side of it. The root has pushed the wall over. I'll get a big chunk of it out. I'll cut all that bit along that side there. Anything that's stopping or hitting that wall, I'll get it right back, good 4 or 5 inches back from the wall. That's not going to grow anymore now because it's been chopped down. Well, I own quite a lot of different saws. I've got like skill saws, petrol saws, disc cutters, things like that. But one sort of saw I haven't got is a recip saw. So here we go. We've got himself a recip. Nice little Titan number, nice sharp blade. So let's cut this bit of timber out of here. And here we go. Right on time. Here comes the muck away lorry. Come on. There he is. Yay! Come and get this rubble, my man. I always like to use the grab lorry. I find it quick and reliable, and before you know it, it's all gone. And there he goes. With all that load there. Lovely. We're all set then. That's all the rubbish. Big rubbish gone now, so we're going to wait for a delivery of blocks now. Get some sand and then we can get cracking with loading some blocks. And now our delivery's turned up with all of our materials for the job. Come on, Silvertons. Great company in Colchester. Brilliant prices. Check them out, Silvertons. Oi oi. There he goes. Looking back at the footage of this accident, it just seemed like it was a normal day. Everyone just driving along the road, and then suddenly, out of the blue, this blue car just came along and bang, through the wall. Unbelievable. So there we have it, ladies and gents. Let's hope I've counted right, because there's my delivery. I've got 10 bags of cement, 260 blocks, 3.5 packs, or just over 3.5 packs. So yeah, I've set this pack here so I can build this pier with this. It's about 1.5 packs in this one and about 2 packs in that. And I say I got the dust here because I'm mixing up right here. I've actually been down the road and got myself some sand this morning in my trailer. That's 1/3 of a ton. Normally does me 4 gauges. So we'll get through that and then I can just nip down the road. It's only 5 minutes away and get another 1/3 if I need to. Only a tenner. Oi oi. So it's time to get a mix on. So I'm knocking up a standard mix what I would do for block work. 5 shovels of sand, then half a bag of dust, cut it down with a saw, chuck that in and then stand right back, let the dust get right away, let the air clear a bit, then go back in and then another 5 shovels of sand, top it up with a little bit of water and let it mix. Then over to the wall and start setting out. I've set myself out a little lead corner here. gauge to the wall next door so they stayed nice and the same height. Then this corner will give me something to pull off once I build the other end as well. Then time to bond the wall through, which finished nicely on a half. That allowed me to build the rack at the other end, so that was both ends now up. So I could put my string lines on and start running in. Loads of muck is used when I'm doing this, as you can see. But once you get going down the line, it's a really easy and quick way to lay. You can get a lot of blocks down in a short amount of time. Then up with a line once again, along with a load of muck. Spread it all around and then start laying them one at a time. Bosh, down to the line, down to the line, down to the line, and then another course in. Just like that. So it looks like I'm going to get 5 gauges out of that. So the sand is £2 a gauge. Not bad going. Oi oi. So now we're all squared up to this height. It's just a case of putting the piers on. So I've got 10 courses to put on the front one there, like a double pier or a proper 440 pier. And then we just got to stand on one block going up against this post here, just like the one next door. Yeah, but they'll be nice and be strong now, all locked in against that post. That should keep that all nice and strong. So that's the first section of this project here, up to height. Lovely jubbly. So next is this section. Some of you in the comments have asked me what's actually going to happen to these walls, the original 2 that I built first of all. Well, they're going to be monocoused, and then they're going to have this sort of fencing, the fencing which allows the air to run through it, so that should look really cool. And this house is also going to have a monocoused render to match the house, and this one is going to have some railings in between the piers, so the air will flow through them as well. So now it's time to start the other wall. I started by building the pier first of all at the entrance side, get that right up to height, and this might be a good time if you enjoy this sort of content to hit that subscribe, because it really does help the channel grow. We will be heading back over to the Hitcham job as well and getting on with the garden wall project, but that's going to be coming after I get back from a road trip in Canada. So there's loads and loads of awesome content to come, and I really do hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. Cheers guys. So there we go, there's that lead pier up there. Now through, now time to bond it through along this footing, right the way up to this wall. Now I've bonded through and I've came through, and that has worked out just right, because if I put my level up there, it's got to get a bit of render on there. I don't want to be too close to this pier next door, see, so that's level there, he's got to get a bit of render on it. So that's close enough for that. That's worked out 4 blocks. Lovely. So I snap a few halves here, we can get this little lead built. Oi, oi! It's flying through it, I'm telling you. Come on! It's a busy old road, this Mersey Road. Lots of cars coming along all day, but it's good for business. People see you out here working, they'll see what you're up to. People come up and approach you and ask you to do other jobs. I've already got 2 leads off of this job already. That's what we like to see. So that's both ends now up, lovely. String line out time. Start pulling this bad boy in. It's always nice once you've done all your level work. Now simple, yeah, just run in, turn over loads of muck, get all these last few blocks in here and we'll be laughing. Right then, let's get this bad boy running. Loads of blocks, loads of muck. Let's have it. And now I'm at the Silverton's yard picking myself up a bit more sand. This is where they keep it all in these bays. And he comes along in that little digger over there. He's got all the scale on the front of it. He knows how much is in his bucket, and then he'll just chuck it into the tricky bricky trailer. Go on. Love it, nice and easy. And there we go, cheeky little 1/4 of a tonne. Lovely old job. Cheeky rolly, yo boy. There we go, back in the mix. We're nearly done now. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Come on. So there's the bulk of the wall up there now. I've just set out this pier, measured it 2.5 metres from both ends, slap bang in the centre there. Lovely. We get this one up now, 10 as well. And that is all of the bricklaying, or block laying, done on this one. There's another little job as well. That's coming up. Well, I'm not going to lie, boys. I've got one block left to lay on top of that pier. And that'll be all of the block work done. And I'll tell you what, has he done well on the count? Well, I think I have. Because I've got 5 blocks left there. And 6 there. So I was 10 over. But at one point, they were going to put 2 piers in here. And that would have been bang on. So 10 blocks over, not bad, out of all of that lot. Big wall, yeah? So now it's time for a quick tidy up, get rid of all of the rubble and all the old stuff. I dotted around my docks of muck that were left last night on some of the old rubble and stuff. So they're easy to pick up. If you put it all in one big lump, you can't shift it around easy. So I'll put them in little lumps and I can just pick them up and chuck them in the barrow. So that's all of the rubble gone onto that big heap. All mine, I promise. Now I've got one more job to do before I'm all done here. And for that little job, I'm gonna need some timber, which I've just cut up and made into this little frame because we've got a concrete pad going out here. Just a little concrete base for an aircon unit for this guy's swimming pool. So let's get this little thing chucked in here and then we can throw some concrete in it. So I quickly dug this down and got this levelled up nicely. Lovely job. Now yeah, just going to fill it up with concrete. There's no mega weight going on it, so that'll be fine. It's just a little aircon unit. Yeah boy. I always put a stiff mix at the bottom of my bases first of all, and then wet up the muck for the top stuff. That's typical, isn't it? As soon as I pour it, float it off, it starts raining. But I've got to let that go off for a little while now, so we'll have to give that a polish up in a little while. Hopefully this rain clears off. But it gives me time now to tidy up everything. Then all I've got to do is come back here, Harris edge these edges with a Harris edge trowel. That's this trowel here. It's got a curve on the end, see? So when I go around the edges, it gives it a nice finish around them corners. It's going to look really nice. The sun has come out, it's drying out a treat. Might be time now to get that Harris trowel on the edge. There we go, just the last little bit of moisture on there, and then we can give this a final polish round. But it's looking good. So there we go, there's our base all done. I've just done a very light brush finish over the middle. Yeah, it's got a couple of bits of tree on it already, but there we go, all nicely Harris stuff all the way around. So there is a bit of cloud in the sky, so you can see it's a bit blue but it's a bit cloudy. A few dark ones over there, so we're going to put this tarp over using the pink bench just across there, just to give it a bit of protection just in case it rains. So that's that one done, boys and girls. Tricky's all done there. Happy days. Off to Canada now. Oi oi. See you in the next one.